the virtual world. Hello, Jovette. How are you? I know.
Outstanding. Modern technology could be a blessing or
Yes,
could be a curse.
it is true. Welcome, everyone, to Giving Tuesday here at Heartsnear. I'm Richard Wilmore. I'm the Director of Programs, and I'm here with Jovette, who has many titles uh, in the world and with Heartsnear Art. What is one of your titles? I know you're the president of the Happy Club, correct?
That is correct. The president of the Happy Club, the president of the Fitness Club, and the president of the Breaking the Chains Club, because I'm on a mission to help and teach others to live a happy, healthy, debt free life. And this was all before August 31st of 2018.
What? So that date obviously means something very significant in your life. Before we get to that point, what was life before that date? What was life like?
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's see. I don't even know where to start, but I won't go far back.
Because we're running super late, please don't.
Prior to that date, I was a teacher. I had been teaching for about a decade. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of three. They're all grown adults now. Keeping busy. I was in the Marine Corps for 14 years. Like I said, I had been on a mission because unfortunately, we're living in a world where too many people have lost faith, hope, and love. So I took it upon myself, be the change you want to see in the world. So I took it upon myself to be that change and help people. And, I keep trying to tell them, like, Team Turtle, I'm CEO of Team Turtle too, that slow and steady will always win the race. And the biggest thing prior to that was just like living life, living life to the fullest because, as the president of the Happy Club, you're kind of happy.
So what happened then in August of 2019?
What happened when?
What happened then in August?
Oh, well, it actually started in June. June. Now, I am, how do I put it? A very hyper person. So, for me to be average, like the average person, is very unusual. I was diagnosed adult ADD because my youngest one had him. Like, oh, so it kind of made sense. So when I did meds for 2 weeks. That didn't last very long because my husband was like, mm. Dave was like, no, this is way too quiet. It is way too quiet in this house. So I had to get off the meds. I didn't have to get off. I chose to get off. And he's like, yeah, see that's better. So for me to be normal is not normal. So about June or so, I wasn't feeling well. I'm like, I don't feel good. And, I went to the doctor and they're like, but you look fine. I'm like, yes, I understand. I look fine. I know I look normal. I understand something's not right. And for the whole summer, I was going in and out of urgent care, in and out of urgent care. I'm just like, they'll fix one or two things and then I'll come back. I'm like, I still don't feel good. And they're like, finally, I think it was in August, because no, school started in August. So in July, they're like, you need to get a PCP because I didn't have a PCP. You know, Nothing against PCPs. The VA took care of me. You know what I mean? And so when they said to get a PCP, I'm like, fine. So sure enough, I went, and he's just like, but you look fine. I'm like, yes, I know,
No.
but something's not right. And he just gave me that look like it wasn't a disgusted look. It was just like it's your imagination look. So that was the Wednesday. So school already started. I have my new grades and everything like that. And that Wednesday, they said, okay, we'll know something in a week. By the Monday, they called me back. And I was teaching. And they were like, give us a call back, please. I'm like, all right. So I called them back. We were playing phone tag because I had to, call them during lunch and during my conference, all that other stuff. So the end of school, get the call and they're like, you need to go to the emergency room. And I'm like, the emergency room. I'm like, well, can this happen on Friday? Because I really need to finish up my week. They're like, no. The nurse literally said, you need to go to the emergency because you might be dead by Friday. You have no blood. I'm like, ooh, that's not nice. You should just start off with that first.
Why are you burying the lead?
Huh?
Why are they burying the lead? So what? We're having awful audio issues. So keep going with your story.
Talk slower because you're breaking up.
Oh, I tried to do a joke, but it broke up. So you keep going with your story about needing to go
Keep on with the
on.
story. That's all I got.
Keep going.
So then that Monday, I go to the emergency room. They take all my blood and all. It's like, oh yeah, you don't look, and this is what I've gotten since 2018. You don't look like whatever X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not the normal person. So when I went to the emergency room, they had to take me to the hospital because my blood count was low. They wouldn't discharge me because of safety reasons or legal reasons or something like that. And that's sure enough, I had my first blood transfusion. That Wednesday, I saw a hematologist. They did a bone marrow biopsy, and by that Friday, I got another phone call. You need to go back to the hospital, and they had given me a diagnosis of AML, acute myeloid leukemia. So upon checking in, and I told the kids I'm fine. I really am, because I really was. Overall. I mean, besides me not being my normal self, I was normal. And when I went in now, so this is where we met. You hadn't been there yet, Richard. So
Uh-oh.
I went and I checked in, and I'm just like, all right, looking around the room, checking everything out, because you got to recon the area. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then on the door, I see Hearts Need Art and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday activity. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. See, like we're cruisers. So to me, that was like, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, Carnival especially. You get this like cute little white animal and all the little activities you have for the next day. Well, I would go highlight it and tell David what we were doing, and he's just like, I'm exhausted. I came on vacation to relax. Can't we? I'm like, no. We got all these things to do, you know. And that's what it was like for me. So I had everything. I write it because I did my own board. I'm just like that. So I did my own board, what I wanted my goals and what activities. And then everybody knew at the hospital, all right, Jovette's going to this activity. We have to make sure her breakfast comes on time because I used to get pissed off when it was late. And then, we have to make sure this is going. My doctors knew where to find me. And they're like, oh, are you? No, they came in one time. They came in and he goes, where are you off to? I'm like, I got into activities. I was like, are you here to see me? He's like, yes. I'm like, you know what time I go to my activities. You really need to be on time.
This is so true. Hannah put out here that she loved your attitude through all of this, and it's so true. And you also you made it like a family affair, which is totally what Hearts and Yard is for. It's for you, the patient, and everybody who's there to help you along the way. Your mom came into everything. Your husband was at everything. You were at literally everything. Whether you were feeling good or not, you showed up.
And it helped to get out of the room. It really did. Y'all's activities were awesome. And I know they've changed since I've been in, but it was just, it really was like a cruise for me. It was like just something to do. My mom, y'all, all, my mom was always there. I'm like, Mom, you need to be here at the hospital before this and that. She's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, you're late. You're late. My
I know
kids,
you guys would come scurrying down the hallway, and you'd be yelling at your mom. Yes, it was always so fun. Did you have a favorite? I mean, you did yoga with us. You did art. You did all the music. Did you have a favorite art class that you took? Do you remember a specific piece that you made, or like some music? Do you remember any of that?
what I loved about everything, and I did not see the benefits of it until afterwards. When I
Hmm.
told you my Fitbit, and my Fitbit would track my um, heart rate. You know what I mean? And whenever I did any of the activities, I would put it from the time frame, and my heart rate would drop. And I'm like, there's something behind all of this. But
Yeah.
there was really not one particular favorite. The kids knew, especially, as my mom and everybody knew, no matter what we did, because we never really repeated anything. You know what I mean? So no matter what we did, I had fun. You bring the joy. You are what it is. And there had been times, people get it twisted. Like, look, I may be the president of the happy club, but that does not mean that everything is perfect and everything is right. It's just like you make it what you make it, for as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned. So I remember going in for one particular one, and I was just like, I wasn't feeling good. I was not. I was like, I don't feel good. And she looked at me, and I was like, and she just kind of she gave me like a nod. Or she goes, "You don't have to stay for the whole thing." And I just kind of looked at him like, okay. So I started and I finished. I was like, I can finish whatever I can in my room. And I remember leaving there because Gina, she's my favorite niche. I was touching the wall as I was going along. Like, do we need to call somebody? I'm like, no, 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 I'm good. I'm good. And I was touching the wall. And I remember finding my way back to my room and I laid down there. I'm like, and I was out. I was out. I'm sure the chemo had something to do with that.
A little bit, maybe a little bit. Yes. How over the last few years, do you know how long you spent in the hospital? How many weeks or months it added up to be?
One more time.
Sure. Technology, ladies and gentlemen, it's really fun. Do you know over the last couple of years, like the total amount in months that you spent in the hospital?
Do I know how long I was in the hospital?
Yeah, like how
Okay.
long? Yeah.
The first round was 32 days. The second and third round were only 6 days. But it was like once I got out, I had still had to do oral chemo. So, and then the unexpected, oh, this time 2 years ago, I'm sorry, I just got lots to say.
Oh, we should have started out like new. I don't know.
This time 2 years ago, I had an unexpected visit. And I did not know what was going on. I just knew something was wrong once again. And I'm just like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And Dave was like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. So the doctor was like, okay, just come in tomorrow. And I'm like, all right. But when I got up to go to the bathroom, it was not good at all. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it till tomorrow. I got to go now. I got to go now. So I call him up and he's like, fine. So of course I got to jump in the shower because, you just can't go to the hospital. You just can't. So I had to get off puke. So then I go, and Dave is freaking out because he's like, you don't understand what your face looked like. I'm like, I was fine. There's nothing wrong. And he's carrying me down. I go in there, and sure enough, I had 0.1 white blood cells and no platelets. Hence why I didn't feel good. That visit was 3 weeks, way too long. And half of the time, I wasn't even on the eighth floor. And that's what got me, I think, ticked off. Because it's just like, when can I go to the eighth floor? Because y'all don't know what y'all are doing here.
They do know what they're doing. They're professionals and we love them. But the eighth floor, there's something special about the eighth floor at Methodist Hospital. It certainly is.
It's just,
Yes.
but it's a different floor. My oldest son, he was just like, Mom, stop trying. Because I always say I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on TV. And he's like,
Mhm.
stop telling them what to do. I'm like, I'm telling them what to do because they don't know what they're doing. Hello,
Yeah.
this is not how it's supposed to be.
So, so you've been in the hospital with Hearts Need Art, and you've been in the hospital and not had access to Hearts Need Art. How did that change? I mean, obviously you were begging to go to the eighth floor when you were not there, but how did that experience change? How did having access to the arts change your mood, change your family's mood, change that whole experience?
I think for me, it seemed like it was more something.
Mhm.
First of all, because I wore uh, leggings and tank tops. That was my outfit of the day. It didn't matter. I had different colors, everything like that. I didn't like the hospital robes. I still don't. That time I was in unexpectedly for those 3 weeks, I had to stay in a hospital robe because of the severity of everything that was going on. I didn't know at that time. I had an upper GI bleeding going on, and that's why I was losing blood because I had like 20 some odd units in that whole hold the whole stay. Sorry, and it was ridiculous. But I didn't like the robe. It was just like I just feel sick here. So
Mhm.
the other floors, I felt sick. I didn't feel sick when I was on the eighth floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's also, I tell people all the time, we're just here to hang out. It's such a distraction. You're not.
It
It's
is
something that you can still do with your family that isn't sitting around talking about while you're in the hospital. You can be art based around that if you want, but you don't have to sit there. And you know, uh, it's a great tool to have, and everybody should have access to it. How are you
exactly.
doing now? How are you doing now?
Oh, I'm outstanding. Shoot. I'm out and about. Well, I'm at Bible study. I just finished Bible study. But overall, I am good. I'm in, I think it's like 600 and something post transplant. Because the fourth time I went, no, one, two, three, four. The fifth time I went in was for my bone marrow transplant. My youngest son is my donor. And so I was there for, I forgot, it said 17 days, 17 days or so. And it was funny because when I left, they're like, "You're the fastest person to get out the hospital."
I remember you saying I'm breaking a record, and we have someone's on here who has something. You know who this is?
Yes, I wanted to break the record,
Yeah,
and sure enough, I did. And
of course
when,
you do.
in fact, when they saw me to the elevator, they were like, "Okay, well, when you come back, or if you have," I'm like, "I'm not coming back. No, 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 no. You're not seeing me again. I'll come back and visit other people and encourage other people because I was waiting for them to open back again so I can, go inside there and help others because
Yeah,
they need encouragement, and I'm
it's true.
I'm a good encourager.
We, you would have encouraged the staff at Hearts Need Art. We were like, all right, well, if Jovette's going to do it, we have to do it. We're lucky enough I get to see Jovette once a month because she's a new member of the Hearts Need Art board. What does being part of the board mean for you?
Paying it forward. That is my biggest thing because I knew when I was in the hospital that there was no doubt in my mind that I was like, okay, this is the organization that you can be a cheerleader for. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. That I can do because unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand, and it's no fault of anybody. And 2020 is not helping it. It sucks being in the hospital. you know, so it's just like this gives you something to do. It really, and for me, it had to be getting out of the hospital because my mom and I'll make her walk too. She lost 15 pounds being in Jovette's boot camp for 9.5 months.
I love your mother.
So it definitely helped um, the patients. And I
Yeah.
think to me, the ones that stayed in the room were the ones that were more bum. You got to get out. You got to get moving. So, like, even with what's going on with 2020, it's like get out the room, walk around, do 2 laps, do something, just leave. And then with y'all offering it online too, there's no excuse now. Now it's like, okay, you can do it, you can do it. But being part of the board is like, I just think of ideas that I would have wanted or that I would have enjoyed myself. I'm gonna go, get up and go anyway. But people need to get on. And y'all even had those bedside music, for those who couldn't leave. Because obviously, look, you have the socks. For those that don't, you have these green socks, yellow socks, and red socks. I think it was. And for the first time, that unexpected visit, I didn't have my green socks, and they would just look at me like, no, 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 no. I'm just like, are you telling me I can't go nowhere?
Yeah. I don't
That's
have my
I
green
don't,
socks. I can go. Yeah. Yeah.
and I know why. I honestly, I figured it out. Being there, I'm like, so some people don't have the proper socks to leave. So y'all give them the opportunity, especially like I said, when it opens up, we're in there to go into their rooms and encourage them and cheer them on. But now they can do it online. So um, y'all have writing. Oh, I did love the ukulele. I had the kids convinced we're going to. I was joining a ukulele, group or something.
You
I'm gonna do
could.
that.
There's so much. We could start a band. I have one final question for you, and then I will let you go because I know you need to go eat. It's Giving Tuesday today. We have a goal of $2,000 here at Hearts and Yards, and we have a matching donor for the rest of the month. They're going to match dollar for dollar up to $10,000. So there should be a text number appearing on your screen. You can text double to this number on your screen 210-796. It's coming. I swear it's going to come. 5188. It's going to be here in a matter of moments. It'll be here, and then you just do that. There you go.
There it
Text double
is.
210-796-5188, and help us raise that $2,000 today and our $10,000 goal for the month of December. Jovette, why should people give today to Hearts Need Art Goal Giving Tuesday?
It's going to help someone on their recovery. I promise you. They are they those that are in the hospital, even those that are out of the hospital, are fighting their own battle. We all fight our own battle. But this is going to help them grow, um, not only spiritually, but mentally. It's getting them out of whatever pit that they are in. They're all in a pit. I promise you that. They're in a pit. It may be a happy pit or a joyful pit, but they're in a pit. And to be able to have these activities accessible to them is going to be amazing. I know we're only doing a certain amount, but I can see us, nationwide. I do. I really truly. It can help a lot of people by
Yeah.
donating. It really can.
Thank
I'm
you,
I'm a
Jovette.
living testimony.
It's true. It's true. And we're so honored to have you on the board. You can see Jovette tonight at the Sparrow Awards at 7 o'clock right here live on Facebook. It's the first annual Sparrow Awards, and Jovette will be there. Thank you, Jovette.
Thank you, Richard. Take care, guys. Thank you so
I love
much.
you. I'll see you
Bye bye.
later. We're having audio issues, so I'm just going to tell you that Marisa is about to perform a Christmas song for you. And if you go to our website, heartsneedart.org/ecards, you can send a cute little music video of Marisa singing this song to your friends. And the fun part is, all the money that we're raising goes to patients and caregivers. So I'm going to leave the screen at Marisa. Just wing it when you get up there, and we'll hope that it works. I'm going to sit back and listen and drink from my Hearts Need Art mug. Available at Hearts Need Art.
Hello. Okay. I hope that everyone can hear me. Hopefully. Okay. Gonna go for it. So this is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year all our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year all our troubles will be miles away. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. Oh. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Thank you, Jovette, for having the interview. You're such an inspiration. And thank you to Hearts Need Arts. Everyone, hope everyone has a blessed day and a blessed holiday.